morning, Bev. I mean, good morning. Good evening, Bev.
Good evening.
Can you hear me? You can hear me, obviously. How you doing?
Good. And yourself?
Oh, man, a little nervous. I'm always nervous with these videos.
It's all good.
If I did what the Lord told me, which was like go online and just keep doing the Facebook thing without fear, I probably would have mastered it by now, practice makes what? Perfect, right? The more you do it, the better you get at it.
But you'll be good. You know how to do this. You're used to talking in front of people.
This is a whole new thing, though.
Used to preaching, ministering to people. Hey, Lori.
All right, while we're waiting for other folks to come in, I'm gonna go grab a little something to drink.
Sounds good.
Thirsty. All right, I'll be back.
Hey, Lori.
Hi, do you want me to do mute just so there's not too much feedback?
No, I don't hear anything really. I hear your voice, which is really good to see you. Hi, in the back seat. He's all caught up with his phone.
Which is perfect. Trust me.
Nice to see you, Lori.
You too, sweetie. You look beautiful, as usual.
Oh. And who else is on?
Hi, my name is Ikea Bowman.
Hi, Ikea. How are you?
I'm good.
Nice to meet you. I'm Beverly Francois.
Nice to meet you as well.
Hey, Miss Veronica.
Hey, Beverly. I'm here.
Yeah, I'm glad you're here.
How do I see other people? I hit the people's button or no?
You're on your phone, right? I'm not absolutely
sure. Slide your screen to the right or the left. I think if you slide it, you'll get more people in the picture.
Okay, thank you. Okay. She was absolutely right. I slid to the left.
Awesome sauce. Thanks, Lori.
Thank you, Lori.
Okay, we're just going to give everyone till about 6 or 5 to come in, and then I'm going to start on our first introduction. Once again. Okay. Okay. Okay, and we're gonna start. It is 6:04, and we're gonna start. Welcome everybody. Welcome, welcome, welcome to the BSF Design monthly networking workshop. Welcome. I see we have a couple folks on board, and what we do at our workshop is we first start with our roundtable. And our roundtable is really simple. It is where we have everyone introduce themselves. But here's the key to this. I would like you to introduce yourself as if you are meeting your potential client, the perfect potential client. You met this person on an elevator, and this can be an investor, whether someone who wants to invest in your business, wants to become a client who will bring in, a good business, good capital. So you have 2 minutes. Well, you have 1 minute to come up with your perfect introduction. And then you have 2 minutes in which you are going to, each of you are going to say that introduction. So I'm going to give everyone 1 minute in which they are going to think of what their perfect introduction would be. And remember, when you're introducing yourself, you got to make sure and mention your name, title. Sometimes we carry several different titles. Remember the one that's most important for that particular potential client. That's the one you mention. So we're going to mention our name, the title, and we're going to have some sort of slogan or thing that we're going to say to that client or potential client. And you have 2 minutes in which you can say, because most of the time, these are people who have a lot of things going on their plate. They got employees to worry about on the higher up level. And so they don't really have those time. But you individually will have to create that atmosphere, and you will have 2 minutes to do so. So go ahead. I give everyone 1 minute in which they can think of the best introduction possible for 2 minutes. Time is up. Okay. So now everyone gets an opportunity to speak out their perfect introduction, right? But we also get an opportunity to critique your introduction. So then after everyone gives their introduction, I'll choose 1 or 2 person that will, just give, their opinion on how it is and how they felt about it and what would be what they can or that person can improve on. Okay. Tim, do you want to start off?
Sure, I can start off.
Okay.
Because I've said it hundreds of times, maybe
I know.
even thousands of times with multiple different businesses.
Yes.
Because, and I think it's when you're excited about what you do and you love what you do, it goes across people, and it's an easy sell. People love energy. People love excitement. People love to get on board with your vision. So when I usually start off, and I'll say, since I'm in the home care agency now, I'll say, hi, my name is, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Oh, hi, my name is Tim Hunter, and I'm the owner of Loving Hand Home Care. We're a home care agency It specializes in helping seniors, disabled, handicapped, mentally challenged individuals with activities of daily learning. We do light housekeeping, we do medication reminders, we do bathing and grooming. We're there to help you with any needs anything that you may need us to help you do. That's what we help you do. Now, I want to say this about Loving Hand Home Care because there are many companies that claim to do what we do, but none of them can match our compassion. I love what I do. I always joke with people and I tell them I love babies and I love seniors. It's the people in the middle I really don't care too much for. No, just kidding. I love everybody. But I have a real passion for seniors. I really, really care about seniors. The reason why I started this business is because I was working in nursing homes and doing volunteer ministry at my church for over 12 years. And I was looking for something to do that I was passionate about and I would do even if I didn't get paid. And all of us who are good, kind people, compassionate people, caring people, who of us, if we had a neighbor who was a senior and was having trouble getting her groceries in the house, unpacking her car, who needed someone to take her to Rite Aid, who of us wouldn't volunteer to help her and do it? Well, so I was looking for something to do. I did several businesses and I was kind of getting burnt out trying to chase the dollars. And so I was looking for something to do I was passionate about and loved to do and would do even if I didn't get paid. And that's what led me to open Loving Hand Home Care. It was an extension of what I was already doing. As a matter of fact, I'm a believer and I believe in Jesus Christ. So everything I do is centered around the Lord Jesus Christ. And this is how I got to the ministry. I call it ministry, but it's actually business, but it's also ministry because I'm still helping people, caring for people, meeting the needs of people. And I never put the money first. It's always about the needs of others. But I was I'm probably past my 2 minutes, man.
No, you're about you at one. You are almost to the last minute.
Let me say this last thing then. So I was praying about what to do after the landscaping business, snow removal business. I was like, Lord, what can I do? And the Lord was like, dummy, you're already doing it. And so I started Loving Hand Home Care because I wanted to give back. I wanted to help seniors. I wanted to continue to do what I was already doing, and that's take care of people who had needs.
Right. Okay.
So what do you think? So I kind of pitch it like that, but if I was looking for an investor, I would tell them that's why. So I see where we're going. And so I would add some other components like where we're going, where I project our finances to be, what our growth potential is, what our 3-year business plan. So if I went to meet with a potential client to get money, I'd have my business plan. I'd have my speech, my spill, my 2-minute spill. I'd have my business plan so they can critique it. They can see that I've got a clear vision. I got a clear path. I know what I want to accomplish and I know how to get there.
Yes. And that's exactly how the passion and the intuitiveness that we need to push to for that hustle, for that money, for that extra client, for that potential client. You've got to have the passion. You've got to have the push. You've got to push yourself. And so just like Tim, he said he's been doing this thing over and over again. So certainly he's used to it. It's something he's used to doing. So he knows how to put his words together. And see, he also is talking about, he's painting a picture for that investor in the event he sees it. He has his proposal, he has his business card, he has his brochure. So he's prepared at all times in the event that he does meet a potential client or a potential investor for his business. And that's the way we should walk, and that's the way we should have. So who wants to go next? Lori, Miss Veronica, IKEA.
I'll go.
Okay, go ahead.
Did everyone see me?
We see your name, but not you.
Well, how do you get to see me?
Oh, you got to click. Oh, go ahead, Bev.
Oh, I'm not familiar with the galaxies. Anyone?
There should be it should be an icon with the microphone on it. And then you just need to click that. Like, I guess you would do it the same way you do on the computer. Oh, I'm sorry, not with a microphone, but with a camera on it.
Well, no. I see my name, but I can't see my face. Let me see.
You gotta say share screen. There's some type of button on there that asks you to share the screen.
Oh, yeah.
I can, well, Let someone else go, and I'm going to play with this.
Okay. Is there anyone else? IKEA, would you like to go? Oh, before we move on, let's critique Tim. Who would like to critique Tim? Lori, would you like to critique Tim on his introduction?
Okay, can you hear me now?
Yes, I sure can.
Okay. I love his energy, and his passion comes right through. And I wasn't sure, like, the questions that I had is what areas he serves, or what kind of care as far as, the long-term, short-term, daily, in-house, out-house. Like, I still had a lot of questions. So I don't know if that's good or bad, though, because sometimes you want to be able to want to ask the questions because that's what I'm interested in, you know. So, I just know that as he spoke, I was like, I wonder if he does A or B or C or D.
Intriguing. It became intriguing.
So it caused me to want to be engaged.
Yes. So that's what so overall, that's what we're in need of, that when you are doing an introduction, sometimes a one line is all you need to draw someone in, or draw an investor in, or a client in. So it leaves that question mark for them to ask and want to know more about your business. So it is a good thing to just give just enough, and then so that they would want to ask a question and want to know more, because it, like you say, it's engaging, and that's really good. I like that. Thank you, Lori. Miss Veronica, are you ready?
You can see me now, huh?
I sure can.
I figured it out all by myself.
Yay.
I'm so proud of me. Okay, well, good evening, everyone. My name is Veronica Smith, and I am the business administrator for Glory by Design Event Planners. And my introduction was to a person. I was working with this lady. We were at work one day, every day, really, and I kept hearing her say that she wanted to have an event for her daughter. Her daughter was getting married. She was interested in having an event, planning a wedding, and she was just talking to someone else. So one day she was on the elevator, and I just kind of captured her attention, and I was like, let me introduce myself. I'm Veronica Smith, and I'm the business administrator for Glory by Design, and we are event planners. And our desire is to provide our clientele with excellent service, paying impeccable attention to detail. Our highest goal is to ensure every client's experience the wow factor. And in everything that we do it to your discretion and to your liking. So if I could give you my card, and maybe you could give me a call, we could get together and maybe sit down and talk about what it is that you'd like to put together, I would really appreciate that. And so this is a very, very new business for me and my partners. But we have done a couple of events, and they have just been absolutely awesome. And we believe, as women of God, that we can just soar and take this to wherever the Lord wants us to go with it. We have just great personalities. We have excellent visionaries that know what to do and get to do what they do. I'm the paperwork person, so that's what I'm sharing with you today, that the ladies that I am involved with really have a vision for design. And together we're a team, and we love one another, and we could just do a good service to you, your family, and anybody that you would recommend for us. So this is my position. This is what I'm giving. I'm probably not saying all of this correctly because I never have a loss for words. But today I seem to have that. And I just want to share Glory by Designs, event planners, and we're the best that you can get. Thank you. Hello? Beverly? What happened? Is anybody there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Oh, Tim?
Can you see me?
Yeah, I can see you. I don't know what happened to Beverly.
Oh, see.
Can you guys see me now? I'm so sorry.
Oh,
No,
there you
we
go.
can't see
Had a
you.
little computer glitch.
There you go.
Yeah,
We-
Miss Ronnie,
can't-
that's good. That's really good.
Well, I can't see you now. I can see everybody but you.
Really? Can everybody see me?
I can see you.
Okay, good.
Okay, let me go.
Yes. So I was hearing everything. I was having computer issue and I kept trying to, and it just, whatever. Anyway, so Miss Ronnie, so who wants to comment on Miss Ronnie's introduction to that potential client? IKEA, I'm not hearing from you. How about you?
Mhm.
Let's hear what you got to say. Let's hear your critique.
I think she did a wonderful job. She sold it for me.
Is there anything that you felt that she could have done better or need improvement or?
She sounded a little nervous a little bit, but I'll probably sound the same way.
Yeah.
You all
A little nervous
probably
at
do.
the part where she was saying that she was at a loss for words, but she did a wonderful job.
Thank you.
There we go. So that's good. So Laura, you want to go next?
I'll try it. I actually had to do this today. So I was trying to find the thing that I wrote so I could at least have my little thing. But so now I have to I was trying to rehash it in my mind. So I'll just go. My name is Lori Herring. I am the owner of Dell Principal Management, which is a tenant and property management company for landlords and real estate investors. I think that what we offer the investor and the landlord are different ways to help them manage the asset, which is their tenant, and also help them develop their investment portfolio with as little stress as possible. So my objective is to create services for the landlord or the investor that will allow them to see what their income is on a monthly basis, help them get out of the minutia of dealing with their tenants because it can be very stressful, and also give them the best bang for their buck. So they're getting like full services that they couldn't afford with a really big property management company. So they get that very personalized package or bundle of services that they can afford. And we have, when we set up for them their long-term income goals. And today, I am very excited to be able to let them know that we use CRD, which is a network for property management. It's a big one. The state uses it. A lot of government agencies use it. So it's very renowned. It allows the tenants and the landlords to have portals that they could use and be in contact and have access 24 hours. So I think the personalized care, the idea that I've been working with tenants and landlords for the last 5 years. I have my real estate license in Pennsylvania and New Jersey. So my contract today was with someone in Philadelphia. And I was really excited. I'm very excited about it.
That's it.
Oh, good.
Time's up. So, who wants to, Miss Ronnie, do you want to critique Mrs. Lori?
Miss Lori, first of all, I just want to, you're outstanding because you're driving as you're doing all of this. This is truly amazing. You just be safe on that road. But you did, I think you did an excellent job. Let me ask you a question. Did you say for Philadelphia and Delaware, or what states did you say? Pennsylvania?
New Jersey. Pennsylvania and New Jersey.
Okay.
And New Jersey.
Okay. I think you did a great job explaining basically what you do. And you said you're the owner of this. So the yes. Tenants and the landlords come to you to resolve issues?
Well, I get tenants for the landlords, and then I manage their tenants.
Okay, so very good. That's interesting.
If you rent, you would work with me because I'm going to be the person in the middle for the landlord and
the tenant.
I service the landlords, but I service the tenants too. Yeah.
Okay, it's a unique business. I'm glad to meet you.
You're welcome. Thank you.
So that's beautiful. So IKEA, come on, you can do this. Come on, drum roll. You can do this, girlfriend. Go ahead.
Well, I'm nervous because this is my first time actually doing this.
It's the first time for everything.
Right.
No judgment. We're not going to look down on you. We just want to help ourselves. Iron sharpens iron. And we just want to better ourselves while that's what this workshop is. So you can better your skills as a business person, right? Yeah. So come on, go ahead.
Good evening. My name is IKEA Bowman, and I am the owner of In His Hands Christian Arts Learning Center. It is a Christian arts-based preschool program. We offer Christian arts, dancing, liturgical dance, mime, jazz, tap, and all types of traditional dance to preschoolers all the way up to age 18. And we are obviously a faith-based organization. We believe in teaching children the Bible way. In this social climate today and everything that's going on in the world, especially with children right now today, we believe that giving these children an opportunity to express themselves in an environment, in a loving environment, teaching the Word of God through the arts is the best way. A little bit about myself and my experience. I've worked at a child care center for the past 17 years where I was the administrator and I also was the creative performing arts director. So my experience is pretty lengthy in that area. We've put on many events in the community in the West Philadelphia area. God literally woke me up in my sleep and told me that it was time for me to start something that's different, something that has never been seen. Right now, there are currently no Christian performing arts preschools in Philadelphia. So we believe that this program is really going to take off.
Okay. So I love how you poured out your heart about the business. It was passionate to you. And it gave me an all-round background about you, because out of that, I found out that not only are you passionate about what that whole, the ministry that you have, but you're passionate about God and how he's guiding and leading you. So I do like that. The one thing I would say, if I was someone like honing in or trying to be a part of this group, is I would express more services, and what it provide and why it would be an asset to the community. It should have something on that line. You've got to draw people in. You've got to make them feel that whatever you have, they need. Okay? But other than that, I love how you expressed, and I can feel the passion. That because even though you I can tell you're an introvert and you're very, timid and how you, when you're not in your comfort zone, but when you start to speak about it, the passion comes out, and that tells me a lot. So it's just about tweeting your answers and being good at that. There we go. Good job for your first time. All right, so we're going to move on to the next segment, the next item on the agenda, which is introducing our topic of the day. And our topic of the day is struggles with entrepreneurs, that entrepreneurs go through, struggles with small businesses, things that we have issues with as far as struggles, whether it be the cash flow, finding customers, hiring employees, brand awareness, delegation, finding, we can go on and on about several things that we got struggles in, but that's the situation. That's the reality of being an entrepreneur in a small business, so that when you get to that place where now you're in the corporate world and it becomes a multi-million business, as we claiming, thank you, Jesus. We know what the struggles are. We know what it is, and we can help someone along the way, and we can help and put back into the community. Because the thing is, in order for us to be a blessing financially, we've got to be able to build ourselves to be that blessing. And that's what this is all about. All right, so in introducing the topic for tonight, I'm also going to be introducing our keynote speaker for tonight, who is Minister Timothy Hunter. Timothy Hunter, he is a franchise owner. He's also a business owner of A to Z Delivery. I have known Tim for several years. When I was first starting out in business, Tim gave me that opportunity. He believed in me when nobody else did. He saw something in me when he had started I helped him with the innovative marketing, and he kept pushing me to be a better marketer, to market myself, to market my business, to do better with the flyers. And I didn't want to create flyers. I didn't want to do all that stuff, but he just kept pushing me. And every time I did a good job, he would have me do more. And I was making orders and marketing for him, and, networking with clients and helping him to network through his business. And out of him believing in me and giving me that opportunity, I'm able now to share the wealth with you and with everyone else. So this is very dear to me, him coming on board, being the first person, the first keynote speaker for this workshop, to just break down some struggles that are within the entrepreneur and the small business world. And who else? So give us a little bit about your story, Tim, because I know you have a story, you have a testimony that will bless individuals such as myself and other entrepreneurs and small business owners. Go ahead. Oop, phone's up, it's on mute. Can't hear you.
Yeah, all right.
There we go. Better? Yep.
First of all, let me say this. In the Bible, in Mark's gospel, it says, never despise small beginnings.
Amen.
And I say that because we all have to start somewhere. You're starting to build it, you're laying the foundation. And if you don't lay the foundation and you don't build it, you can never have it. So you have to start somewhere. And so the Bible says, don't despise small beginnings, because we always have to start somewhere. My journey is, and I say that to Bev because, it's work. Everything we want to accomplish that's significant, everything that we're called to do, our purpose in life, the fulfillment of what God, created us to do in the earth, there's always that work that needs to be put into it. And so I'm glad to be a part of this tonight, because I'm telling you, I can see the potential of what it can become. One of the greatest things that's lacking in our community is we don't get together and network like we should. Meaning we don't share information. We don't help each other build our businesses, so we don't grow together. We're all sort of kind of on our own little island, doing our own little thing, fighting through our own struggles to figure out how to do it and make it work, because there's not enough networking and coming together and people sharing ideals, brainstorming, and helping one another get through the struggles and navigate the business landscape. So I thank you for putting this together, Bev. It's needed. It's much needed in our communities. I'm telling you, I've been in several different businesses, and I've always had to figure it all out on my own, because there was nobody sort of kind of to grab onto, to get with, to sit down. Listen, just brainstorm. Other folks just get together just to sit down and brainstorm. That's how you get stuff out. You know what I mean? So I thank Bev for being obedient and listening to the Lord.
Praise God.
I'm excited about what God is going to do. I'm glad to be a part of this group, because whenever like-minded people come together, great things happen.
Amen.
And so I can tell you a lot about my story, but I don't know really where to start, because there's so much to say. I have truly a phenomenal story, because I'm just going to sort of give you the synopsis. And just say it like this. I can say it like this. I would say I was probably the most unlikely person to succeed. And here I am, far surpassing most of the people I grew up with in my neighborhood, in my community. And it's nothing but by God's grace that I'm here. I've been able to achieve what I've been able to achieve. I tell people all the time that America is still the greatest country in the world, if for no other reason than the fact that it presents us with opportunity. There are people still dying to get here, to get the opportunity that you and I have, the opportunity to live out their dream, the opportunity to fulfill their goals, the opportunity to get education, the opportunity to accumulate wealth, the opportunity to build something significant that they can leave to their children. So for no other reason in the world, because of the opportunities that are afforded us here in America, it's the greatest country in the world. And I say that because I think we lose sight of that sometimes. With all the problems, we are still in the greatest country in the world.
Right.
And so my story is very unique, and there's a lot to it that has got me to where I am today. But I know that you guys are probably like me. You've always had a yearning to do something on your own. You always felt like there was more to life than the mundane 9-to-5 or the regular routine that most folks follow. It's that entrepreneur spirit. It's that spirit to do something different. It's that spirit to break out of the routine or the regular rut of life, and then to do something that you dream about or other folks only dream about, but you've endeavored to bring to pass. And so I started a long time ago on this road because it's always been part of my makeup to want to do my own thing. I've never been a 9-to-5 person. I've never wanted to work at 9-to-5. I've never fell into that rut of wanting or being comfortable in a 9-to-5. And if I told you my story, it's so funny because I tell people, and this is really phenomenal, because I never really even had a real job till I was 36. But I've made a significant amount of money in my life in a few years in business, because once I figured out what I wanted to do and what God called me to do, I started moving towards accomplishing it. And once I started doing what God put in my heart to do and following the path that he laid out for me, I found out that the blessing of the Lord overtake you. they find you. And so you were talking about finding clients and finding, a way to get money and all that kind of stuff. What I found out is that when you align yourself with God's will and his purpose and his calling, all of that stuff just falls in line for you. Listen, God opens doors for you. We never have to worry about who's going to come and find us. Listen, the stuff finds you. It's like you don't have to go looking for it. It finds you because it is our destiny to fulfill in the Lord Jesus Christ. And so I started out with the soda and snack machine business. I went from that to a landscaping business. I had a marketing company, and now I'm finally doing something I love to do. All those other things were just my attempt to make money because I knew I was meant to be an entrepreneur. I knew I wasn't meant to work for somebody else. I knew I was meant to be in business for myself. And I knew that I would never be happy working a 9 to 5. So I kept trying different things. Now, most of you guys are probably a little bit more structured than me. So I've always been over the place trying all these different things because I've always had it in me to do my own thing. And so I finally got to the place where, and I said this earlier, I was praying. I had just got tired of doing the landscaping and snow removal business. I had brought 3 trucks, plow, spreader. I had folded up the marketing company 2 years before. I got tired and bored with that because I had made money really easy in the distribution business. So when I started the marketing company, I found it was hard. It was kind of like difficult and challenging. And the Lord said, go in the office and just sit down. Just go and sit and I'll show you what to do. And I was being hard-headed and I didn't want to sit. So I didn't just go in and just sit. But no, I used to hate, because for me, I'm not an administrator per se. I'm a visionary. I'm a dreamer. I'm a builder. But I'm not really an administrator because that's not my forte. I don't like sitting down, going through the data entry stuff. I don't like reading the policies and procedures. That's not me. I see the vision, I see what needs to be done, and I bring people together to get it done. And so the Lord was calling me to go and sit down and to do the administrative side of the business. And so I was reluctant to do it. So I went through that with the Lord for a couple of years. And then what happened was I ended up folding up Innovato Marketing. And I went from Innovato Marketing to the landscaping and snow removal business. And I started a company called JFH Services, which is Just for Him, which stands for Just for Him Services. So I went out and I started landscaping and snow removal business. I spent about $70,000, not a lot of money. And I made about $70,000 the first year, but I got bored with that. And so I was asking the Lord one day, what can I do that I would love to do and I would be passionate about? And the Lord told me to start Loving Hand Home Care. So I started Loving Hand Home Care in 2017. And it has been a learning process. There's a lot of procedures, a lot of policies, a lot of rules, a lot of oversight, a lot of Department of Health and regulations and rules that we have to follow. But I finally found something that is not just about building a business, right? Not just about building a business so I can have income and live a comfortable life, but I found something that I'm passionate about and love to do. And so right now I'm really enjoying the journey. I'm enjoying what I'm doing because I love what I do. And like I said, I love this so much, Bev, that when I go out, and Lori and Veronica, that when I go out and do it, and Lakia, when I go out and do it, I literally would do what I do for nothing. I really would, because I love what I do. Now, listen, I know I have to pay the bills and it's a business, but you understand that the difference for me now is I used to go to work before and I didn't really enjoy it. I was doing it because I knew I needed to make money to pay the bills. Now I go out and do what I do because I love what I do. And so the money is not an issue. Listen, the money comes. God brings the clients. Listen, people call me up all the time and I be, how you found me? They say, well, we just picked your name off the list. And I say, thank you, Jesus.
So Tim, let me ask you this. Would you say that in order for you to be on the right track and to keep that consistency and that sustainable income and build your business, it is important to have that passion? Does that passion, would that drive the cash flow? Do you think that will drive yeah? No,
what passion does is it drives your vision. So you're going to run into challenges. You're going to run into difficulties. And so you're going to need that passion to keep you going through the difficulties. It's your passion. It's your love for what you do. Your willingness to stick to it even when it's difficult, because it's going to be difficult at times. It's going to be challenging at times. You know, you're gonna have to figure out how to do what it is that you have in your heart to do or what you see to do. And so the passion continues to drive me. It's like the gas in the tank for me. It's you know what I mean? It's the thing that continues to push me forward to do what I love to do.
Right.
So the passion is when people listen, whenever you go to an investor, if any of you guys watch Shark Tank, and that's one of my favorite shows, that and The Profit.
Mine too.
Hey, there you go. See, on Shark Tank, they always talk about the passion, don't they, of a person? And when a person don't have passion, they be like, you don't believe in this yourself. That's what they say. Yes. If you go in there and you be like, well, they be like, well, I don't know. You don't seem very passionate about your business. You gotta love what you do. Because then listen, people who love what they do are going to stick to it no matter what. When you're passionate about it, your convictions are strong about what you believe about your business. That means that you love your business and believe in what you believe in so much that you're willing to put it all on the line. And investors are only looking for people who are willing to put it all on the line. That way they know they're investing in somebody who's going to stick to it even when the going gets rough. And we always say that when the going gets rough, right? When the going gets rough, the tough get going, right? So quitters never win, right? And winners never quit.
That's right.
Never quit. If you're going to win, you got to have a mentality. I ain't quitting, because it's going to be challenged because you don't know the landscape. I always say this in our community. We're so hard on each other, right? As African Americans, we're so hard. We're hard on each other, I think, sometimes than the other folks are, because we are always so critical of each other. Now, listen, most of us are the first ones in our family to endeavor to do anything like we're doing. Right. We don't come from a business background. We didn't have nobody helping us navigate the landscape. Our parents weren't, my parents, we were poor. I remember cheese, blocks of cheese and cans of peanut butter. So that's the background I come from. So here I am endeavoring to be a businessman, an entrepreneur, and successful, with nobody ever giving me a platform to work from or giving me information on how to do it. So I've had to learn to navigate it. And so for us, a lot of times we're so critical of each other when we ought to realize that all of us are, for the first time, endeavoring to do something that we've never done before. Most of us. Most of us. And so there ought to be some grace given, because we do have to learn how to do it and how to do it right. Now, I always bring a spirit of excellence to whatever I do. That means whatever I do it as unto the Lord, right? Whatever we do it as unto the Lord. And I always bring 110% to the table. That's who I am. When I come to the table, you know you're going to get my best. And that's all that we're required to do. And that process, a lot of times we run across people who don't work with the same ethic, but it's okay. What we got to do is learn how to help each other, not be so critical of each other, support one another, and then, you know, where we can give each other the information necessary to be successful. Because that's another thing that's big in our community. We don't share information. Like if I go to another home care agency person that looks like me, they won't help me do it. They're like so scared to help me, not realizing that, listen, there's more than enough to go around for everybody.
So now we're going to get into some of the questions and answers that you may have for Minister Tim. Each of you guys are in different genres, areas, field of profession. And so him being in all these different fields of profession. Oh, and by the way, I just want to mention to you guys that Minister Tim also has a nonprofit out of this Loving Hand home care. He also has the Loving Hand ministry, in which he visits these home cares and senior citizens who are lonely and don't really have anyone to visit or help them. And he visits them and provides activities and giveaways and wonderful things out of having the business Loving Hand home care. And I think that's such a great thing. And like here, I'm gonna start with you, because you have a nonprofit as well. And I know you can probably learn of some things on ways in which he put out or campaign, or ways in which he was going or helping or have started this nonprofit, because I know it's not his first nonprofit. So would you want to ask a question, or there's something, or you want to mention, or just a question in general about struggles that you're facing in the nonprofit world?
Yes. Well, I'm literally at the very beginning stage. Like I just received my 501c3. Right now, I'm in the process of putting together the bylaws and procedures and things like that, and setting up accounts and stuff like that. Like it's really, really tedious. I did want to know. Well, I wanted to comment on something that he talked about the passion. That really is my driving force, really, because I've sat on it for so long that I kind of you know how you sit on your passion so long that you almost feel like you're too tired to do it. So I literally had to walk away from something that I thought that I loved. That was the hardest thing for me. That was the absolute hardest thing for me, walking away from something that I thought, that I was supposed to do something that God is telling me to do. Is a scary feeling. This is really scary. So I want to thank you, Beverly, for putting this together. Because he's right. It is hard because I've been trying to network with other preschool programs and stuff like that, and they don't want to give you the information. It's like about a competition and things like that, and it's really enough children in the world to provide education to. So and then you have to be careful who you tell your visions too.
Yep.
You really do. But one of the things that you said that he also has Dr. Tim, you have a ministry as well. That's the thing that I'm nonprofit, of course is faith based, but that's the business. I also have a ministry that I'm trying to get off the ground. And how do you manage the two? I mean, you've had many businesses, but how do you navigate in between both of those? Because I actually have a ministry where I just teach children dance and stuff like that, and also I'm trying to get this preschool program off the ground.
Want to answer that, Tim?
Yeah. So the greatest thing, one of the things that we tend to not do is write the vision and make it plain. So in writing the vision, I have a clear plan with a strategy, with steps that I'm going to take to get there. And then it's managing the time to do it. So let's say you set aside this day to work on this, that day to work on that. And that's how you do it. So first of all, you got to write it out. You got to write it out, put it on paper, put down where you want to go, what you want to do, how you're going to get there. I always say there's like 3 steps that I go through whenever I now develop or work to develop something. I always look at my vision. I see where I want to go. I see the vision, and I sort of kind of visualize it. Because you got to see it. You got to see it in your mind's eye. You got to see what you want to do. Then you got to get the knowledge about what you want to do, and then you got to understand how to do it. So once you get those components together for your business, for each one of your businesses, right? Write out exactly what the vision is, clearly what the vision is, right? So that you can see it, and then make sure that you're progressing down the path that the vision wants you to go down, or that the vision where you see yourself going. So that's how I would do it. I would write them both out, see how I can work them in, prioritize, what steps I need to do first, and how I'm going to get it done. And then as you go along, give yourself time frames too. You got to give yourself
deadlines
to get there, because a lot of times that procrastination piece or the other things come up that seem to take precedence. Like something will happen and they'll pull you off. And so you were meant to work on this, but that happened over here, so you didn't get that done over here. And so now the project gets dragged out a lot farther. You need those measurable steps. Like by week 3, this is what I need to have done. You need to be able to see it, measure it, and then go back and see if you've done it. If you haven't, then you need to get back on task to fulfill it. But if you can juggle both, I've always juggled more than one business. And so And so I've learned to, because the ministry is a big part of what we do. It's like, for me, and this is where God is dealing with me now. For me, the hardest thing was letting go of some of the ministry things so I could pursue the business side.
Right.
Watch this. Sometimes we think that when we pursue the business side, it's not God glorifying. That's not true. The Bible says, whatever you do it as unto the Lord. That means if I'm in church or I'm in the market, I'm in business, if I'm a teacher, whatever I do, God is in every aspect of what I do. So even in the business, so you might have to slack up on some of the ministry stuff. You talked about letting go some stuff you love, you know what I mean? To embrace the bigger picture of where God is calling you, you know what I mean? And I wrestled with that because I was like, Lord, I don't want to give up teaching Bible study. Lord, I don't want to give up teaching Sunday school. And Lord was saying, let it go. Lord was saying, let it go. I got something. Listen, I know you like that, but there's another realm I want you to impact people in.
Yeah.
I want you to come out of that frame that you're used to in that comfort zone. And I want you to be able to work over here because, listen, the money will open up resources so that you can be a blessing to other folks.
Right.
Because God not only wants us to give people the word, he wants us to be able to help people, clothe people, shelter people, feed people. And we can't do that without resources. Right. If we don't have money, you can always tell people, listen, if you praying for your lights to stay on, God going to send you some money or you're going to be praying in the dark. I'm just saying. If you don't get that money, girl, you're going to be praying in the dark. So God knows we need resources to do the things we need in the earth. And I'm telling you, I struggled with that for a long time because I was doing so much ministry, right? And God was saying, that's okay. I got another ministry. I want you to accumulate some wealth in the earth so that you can help some other folks.
Amen.
I have a question. Well, it's not, I have a statement and I have a question. My purpose and my passion has always been whatever I do it with commitment and consistency. Those are my 2 C words, commitment and consistency. Now, I've had a business in the past on my own, but now I'm involved with some other people, which makes it a little bit different because the passions can shift. It's like a balance. Your passion is not my passion, but we have the same maybe vision, but the passion might be different. So I might be the person that's like, come on now, we need to get this done, we need to get this started. And somebody else is dragging their feet, which gives you a lot of maybe discouragement. My question is because we've had a glitch already in our business that kind of took a turn for passion. It didn't take one for me because as far as I was concerned, I was handling it because I'm the type of person that I am. But my business partners, I think they got a lot discouraged. You know what I'm saying? But my motive is commitment and consistency. Let's keep moving forward. You're going to have obstacles along the way.
That's right.
And if you have God involved in it and you do what you need to do,
right,
then he'll set the road straight for you. So that's why I wanted to ask you that when you have more than one partner, see, everybody here seemingly has their own individuality. But when you're dealing with more than one person in the business, it's kind of hard. And then, as you said, Brother Tim, it's really hard because we don't help one another, our Black businesses. We do not support our businesses, which is very sad because we think that we're going to get from each other. We're going to steal from you, take from that, or whatever. So, but the thing is, how do I keep that niche going with more than one? Because that's the hardest thing. Well, my passion is awesomeness. I'm running till I get to the end.
I know that's right. You're the fuel that keeps it going in the right direction, though.
Yeah.
So absolutely. On every team, you need different people. Because remember, none of us can do it by ourselves. That's and right. I had to learn that. And so, because for so long, I wore many hats. I'd come in, I'd take off the administrator hat. I put on the, you're wearing all the hats in the business. But if you're like that, your business can only grow so far. It can't really grow to a multi-million-dollar business. It'll never be that with just you at the helm doing everything. So the good part is you got a team already working with you. You're the passion, you're the fire in the business. You're the one who can hold it together because of your passion. You have the ability to stick to it when other folks want to give up and throw in the towel because they're like, this is too hard or this is too difficult. You have the passion. You're the glue that's going to keep them focused on the task and the purpose. Let me say this. Every millionaire has been in bankruptcy at least 3 or 4 times. The thing that, and I have a famous saying in my office, and it's one by Michael Jordan, and I want to get it. I'm going to read it to you. Because every entrepreneur needs to know this. So it says, now this is Michael Jordan. He says, I've missed more than 9,000 shots in my career. I've lost almost 300 games. 26 times I've been trusted to take the game-winning shot, and I missed. Michael Jordan. I failed over and over and over again in my life. And that is why I succeed. Your partners don't understand. Every entrepreneur needs to understand there's going to be failure. If you're not willing to take a risk, you'll never succeed at anything substantial.
Yep.
The greater the risk, the greater the reward. Listen, the greater the faith, the greater the blessing, right? It's the same thing in the natural realm as it is in the spiritual realm. If I'm going to have great faith, I got to walk out on the water. It's dangerous on the water. It's a storm on the water. But if I'm going to be really successful at what I endeavor to do, I got to be willing to do what other folks won't do so I can have tomorrow what other folks can't have. Jerry Rice said that. And so your passion fuels the business. The other folks, right, they might not have your passion, but it's okay. All you got to do is have the same vision. You'll be the passion for them. You'll be the person who keeps them focused and help them to realize that we don't quit when it gets going. When the going gets tough, we ain't quitting. Just because we have a setback. Listen, if you think a setback, if you think you're not going to have any setbacks in business, then you need to get out of business.
I know that's right.
Territory. You're going to have setbacks. The reason why we succeed is because we don't quit. That's what makes us a success. It's not that we don't have failures. It's not that we don't have setbacks. I've lost clients, but what I've learned is that, listen, the clients don't determine my future. I do.
Yeah.
So
we have to keep pressing towards the mark.
Huh?
We have to keep pressing towards the mark.
We got to keep pressing towards the mark. Now watch this. All of us got to build a team. The vision is important. Now listen, y'all all got to have the same vision.
Yes.
That means you all got to see where you want to go. Because if you got folks going that way and you going that way, that's not going to work. Everybody got to buy into the vision. So when I bring employees in, I've got about 27 employees now. And so, and the goal is to get to the place where I have 150 employees. I'm building a $15 million business. So if I'm going to get there, I've got to have folks who buy into my vision. So when I bring them in, I give them the spill. I tell them what the vision and the goal is. The reason why companies like Toyota and Microsoft are so successful is because when they bring folks in, they indoctrinate them in the vision. They tell them what the vision is from the door, and they got to buy into the vision of the company, because you can't come in and bring your own vision. You know what I'm saying? Everybody got to be on the same page on the team in order for you to get to the goal. It's for you guys to get to the goal. Whatever your goal is, everybody got to be on the same team. So when you bring people in, get them to buy into the vision. They ain't got to have your passion. That's all right. You'll be the passion for them, but they do have to share your vision.
Amen.
Thank you.
Lori, do you have anything?
Hi. Okay, so I had a question as far as when this development of my company is really important to me, but I know there are other things that I can see myself doing. And I think I kind of share that idea where I have multiple passions and I almost feel like I'm cheating myself because I'm not trying to, but you can't live all passions at one time. Right. Being now, I this isn't my first business. I've had another business some years back, but I would say that I remember that passion was enough to drive it. But even now in my new business, I still feel that longing for, I hope that I can get back to that one day. So what I'm trying to discover or determine, how do I not feel like I'm losing anything, although I'm going to, I want to hyper focus on getting this, where it should be. I don't really want to be in a company in 10 years working like a dog. That's not my objective. Is to get it running and make sure that people can manage it and take care of it and build it, because I'm getting older. But I do feel like because I'm getting older, does that mean that I have to ignore this other drive in me? Because it kind of scares me a little bit that I would have to deny one thing in pursuit of the other, or vice versa.
Well, I'm 61 and I'm starting on this new venture of building this new business. I sort of came out of semi-retirement because the distribution business was doing really, really well. And it had supported all my other business ventures that I got bored with and would wrap them up and fold them up after a little while. I'd invest the money in them. And if they didn't just start producing right away, I'd be like, oh, well, I'm on to the next project.
Yeah.
Because I had the money from the other business. Well, the newspaper business is dried up. And so now I've had to focus on building this business and adding other aspects to what I already do. Now, I want to speak to what you said about the thing inside of you. And you know that there's more you want to do. There's more that you can accomplish. There's more that you aspire to achieve. And so you got to start somewhere, right? And so you've started with the management company. You're like me. I've given myself 3 years to get to my goal. 3 years. I plan to have this be a $50 million business, and then I'm selling it. And then my goal is to do ministry full time. Now, listen, that's my goal. I don't know what the Lord's going to call me to do. That's my goal. Because I can plan, but God directs, right? I can plan whatever I want to plan, but God may say, I don't want you to go off and just do ministry in 3 years. I want you to start another business doing something else. Because think about it. I tell people this all the time. In life, we're never to die old. We're to die empty. So we're here to accomplish something, right? We're here to give out something, to leave something, to touch some people's lives in some capacity. And so what you feel is that yearning inside of you to do more, because you do contain multitudes. It's funny you said that, because there is a painting down at 40th and Market. It's a Salvation Army building there. And on the wall, you guys might have seen, there's a black little boy, and he stands with his fist like this. And the caption under him says, I contain multitudes. That means I have many possibilities. I have full of potential. I can do many things and do them well. You have that same spirit. The thing is, now you're on one path to develop one thing. After that one thing, you'll go to the next thing. You know what I mean? And then to the next thing, and to the next thing, and to the next thing. And that's how God works it. What you feel inside of you is just a potential to do many things. And so right now, you're right on the right path. And I guarantee you, you won't be in a regular job, because you're going to come out of that. And the only thing that can keep you in a regular job is your lack of faith and belief in you. In you. The only thing that can keep you from reaching the full potential of what God has put inside you to accomplish is you. You know, a lot of times God gives it to us, and he gives it to us in seed form. We got to nurture it. We got to cultivate it. We got to water it. We got to believe in what God has already put in. The greatest thing that gives a person confidence is knowing that what God put inside you to accomplish is already inside you. It's in you. Everything you need to do, everything that God called you to do is already in you. Listen, I always tell people, look at President Trump. Now, it's a universal law. So as a man believeth in his heart, so is he. In your mind, your heart in Hebrew means subconscious mind. So as you believe within your subconscious mind, so is that person. Donald Trump is a perfect example of a person who has great confidence. I use him as an example all the time. He's an idiot, but he has great confidence in himself. He believes that he can tell you a lie and you'll believe it when you walk away. That's faith. That's what faith is, the firm, confident conviction that what I believe will come to pass. That's what faith is. Faith works for believers as well as non-believers, because it's a universal principle. If you believe it, you can achieve it. Remember, they told us that as a kid, had nothing to do with God. The fact that we're created in God's image and I believe that I can do it, I can do it.
Yes.
It's all about how you believe. So listen, you talked about fear, Lakia, right? The fear is the fear because listen, we're going in uncharted territory. You've never been down that road before, and you don't have nobody. It'd be different if you were raised and somebody was grooming you to go down that road. Then it wouldn't be as frightful. It's always frightful with the unknown, but whatever we're called to do, it's already in us to do it. It's already got, listen, God doesn't start something from the beginning. He starts it from the end, and then he rolls it back to the beginning and puts it in motion. Perfect example, in every seed is what? A tree. God puts in the seed the tree. God put in you everything to fulfill your future and destiny. It's already in you.
Yeah.
You just got to believe it's in you.
You got to believe
and
it.
So when people believe it's in them, they achieve great things. Donald Trump, like I said, is a perfect example. That man thinks he can move mountains. Watch this. He's got faith and believes he can move mountains. And listen, his faith is in him. It ain't in God. But guess what? He moves mountains because he believes he can. Imagine what the believer can do if the believer believes that they can move mountains because of him who dwells within us.
Yeah.
Hallelujah.
Man, we're shortchanging ourselves because we keep thinking we can't do it. And God is saying, yes, you can. I put it all in you before I made you. Before you were formed in your mother's womb, I put it all in you. And so everything we need to accomplish everything, every task, every job, every goal, every dream, every vision is already in us. And so that yearning, you're on the right path. You're doing exactly what you're supposed to do. You're stepping out by faith now. You're laying the foundation. You're starting to build the house. You're starting to build the house. And that yearning will continue to be there because that's what God put it in you to achieve something significant. And you're going to start here, build this, and then go on and build something else. But we got to believe it. In order to achieve it.
Just to piggyback off of what Tim is saying, Minister Tim is saying, also the giftings that God put inside of you, Lori, whether it be whatever background, whether it's your teaching background, it's your analytical background, tied into your real estate background, and now your tenant management, et cetera, et cetera. Keep in mind that all of these different traits that you have will play a part in that business that you're carrying. It's a matter of setting up like Tim says, the foundation. And then as you set up the foundation, you will find the gaps and you will find the areas where your other giftings will play a part. You know what I'm saying? So for example, your teaching can come in. So as a business coach, I would tell someone their teaching skills. Even though you're in real estate, how can I still master and provide my teaching skills? Well, do videos, do different seminars, telling people, just like Miss Ronnie wants to know about the tenant management and how interested in it. There are people who want to know, people who want help. That way, not only are you promoting yourself and putting yourself out there, you're also using the gift that you have. So don't be afraid of the gift and feel like you're going to just leave it a be. The only thing that you're walking away from is building someone else's business.
Exactly. And
that's all you're walking away from.
Yeah. And think about it. You gotta be able to trust God in you, right?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because think about it. God is saying, trust me, right? Because a lot of times we want God to like show us the whole, like, can you just give me the whole plan? Like, you know.
That unknown is so tough.
You know, just let me know how it's going to work out when I go, you know, let me, you know, and God is saying, then, you know, that's not how we do it. And so listen, that's not how people in the world do it either. They just believe in themselves. That's how they get it done.
I don't struggle to know. I don't struggle with needing to know everything. Right. It's the confidence in knowing that whatever I set my heart to do, whatever is in me that wants to come out, that I'm answering that appropriately, because like I said, when you have that longing, but you don't feel like that's where you are right now, I think that's that scary part of, am I doing the right thing? Or is this what I'm supposed to be doing? Because I really am thinking about this over here, but I'm supposed to be doing this right here, but I'm really thinking about that over there, but I really need to do this. And it's that tearing So it wasn't so much that I don't need to have a whole map, because a part of the journey is the fun part, because I'm learning myself and I'm overcoming certain things that I have to overcome to grow. Right. And the evolution of me. I think that's a beautiful thing that happens as I get older. But my fear was that, you know, am I ignoring, or am I being, or how patient do I need to be, or should I? That was the struggle. You know what I mean?
That comes with what Tim was saying initially, with the prioritizing and setting things to the side, because even though you may say to yourself, okay, I'm walking away from this, it doesn't mean you completely walk away from it. It could be that later on you can revisit that, or have it as a hobby, or do something extra. That's the whole idea of having all of these traits. It becomes you. It's your personality. So we don't want to get rid of those things. But I think the key to this is understanding where you're at and where you're going, and the need for present, this season. Where are you with this season? And this season, you're building something. Right. So it requires a mindset. It requires you to put aside some things. It requires you to be focused on one specific thing, or just prioritize the things that you would be, you need to focus on to make it better for yourself. So that's like key, and that's the important things. I know for me, when I was starting nonprofit and everything, I walked away from Aetna, and I had the opportunity to do everything from scratch and learn everything and take in what other people were saying and everything. So it was really good, a good thing for me. So I just like you saying, enjoy the ride. Even for you, Lakia, enjoy the ride. Don't be so scared. Don't be so afraid. Don't be so worried and analytical about what's the next step. As long as you have a plan, you know what your goal is, you have objectives in order to get to that plan, you are in a good place. It is okay to question yourself, but you can't beat yourself up, and you can't worry about what's, God, like Tim says, God's in control. He's got this thing, and we have to believe so. And so, is there any questions before we are about to close? And this is all we pretty much had for our agenda today. And I am so excited. I am filled with everything that Minister Tim had to say. He talked about his story. He talked about ways to prioritize and to plan and to be consistent, and it's a lot to take in. So for those out there in the Facebook world, if you whoever is watching this workshop, and you have questions, maybe you have concerns or questions, you want to write it in the comments, and someone will go over it and answer. Tim will go and answer your questions for you, because we want to make sure and provide the needed resources for your concern or for your business, so if you have any concerns whatsoever. So I'm looking forward to the next workshop. Our next workshop is scheduled October the 2nd. We're going to have Mark Gillard the 2nd. Hi, Mark, and Shanice. She would be our guest speaker for November. Mark Gillard is coming on board to talk about ways on building your business and your business credit. Shanice, she'll be coming in November. That will be our last workshop for the year. Shanice will be talking about the dark sides behind entrepreneurship and small business: depression, drug addiction, anxiety, all these things that play a part within our lives, and how we deal with them and how we should deal with them. I think this will be a great segment for all small business owners and entrepreneurs. So don't forget to go on the Facebook page and like us. It is BSF at BSF Designing. Also, if you are interested, you can also click on our group and join our group on BSF Design Connections. And you can catch Tim. Tim, do you want to provide any information about your business and where they can visit or website information at all for Loving Hand Home Care? If anyone's interested in unemployment or if they're interested in home care services.
Yeah, if you're looking for employment, we're always hiring caregivers. We're always looking for kind, patient, compassionate individuals to work with seniors and disabled people. And then we're always looking for new clients because we really do what we're supposed to do. We really care for people. People can trust us to take care of their loved ones. They know that we're going to do the job and do the job right. We're going to keep them safe. We're going to protect them. We're going to take care of them if they were our own family members. You can visit us at www.lovinghandhomecare.com. Go out, look at our website. Oh, also to the other people online, we have Google reviews. So it's good to get Google reviews and Yelp reviews and people to just give a review about how your business is and how you perform your service. And so when you go on our website, you'll see Google reviews. We have a 5-star Google review rating. And also you'll see testimonies of people who've utilized our services and what they have to say about Loving Hand Home Care. If you would like to reach out to me personally, you can reach out to me at info@lovinghandhomecare.com. That's at info@lovinghandhomecare.com or Tim Hunter at lovinghandhomecare.com. And I'll answer any questions you may have, any concerns, and anything you'd like to know more about the home care industry, business, or how we can service you and take care of your loved one. I want to say this last thing in closing. I wanted you guys to get these 4 points before I go. Remember, your vision, you got to write your vision, get your knowledge, because you got to become knowledgeable. Because you just can't go off a vision. You got to learn how. You got to get knowledge, which means you got to connect with other people, join other groups, become part of business organizations, get with other folks that are in the same business. Because listen, you'll find that your struggles are not unique. Everybody's having the same struggles. Let me be clear. Every business owner is dealing with the same struggles. So sometimes you feel like, oh, I'm going to quit because this is too hard. Nobody knows what I'm going through. When you get in a group and you find out in the group that other folks are going through the same thing you're going through. So vision, 1, knowledge, 2, then understand what needs to be done. Then the 4th thing is, and this is key, because this is going to hold it all together, is perseverance. You got to be able to stay with it to see it to its fruition. You got to have the ability to stay with it, to see it to its conclusion, to its finish.
What was number 3?
Number 3 was understanding, because knowledge and understanding are 2 different things. You can know what to do, but not how to do it.
Okay, thank you.
Not only know what to do, but how do I do it now that I've got the information? And so I feel understanding comes best through experience. And that's where the learning and trial and error part comes in, because you will understand what to do as you step out to do it. You'll find out what works and what doesn't work.
Amen.
Amen. Amen. So I hope that was helpful. If you need to reach out to me, you can call me at 267-971-2974. That's our office number. And like I said, you can reach me you can email me at info@lovinghandhomecare.com.
Okay, great. And also anyone who wants to reach out to myself, Beverly Francois, Friendly Business Coach, you can find me on www.bsfdesign.com. You can also find book your coaching, business coaching at www.beginagainllc.net. Both of those websites, my information is on both, and you can find me at Lincoln and also on the YouTube page. So thank you again, everyone, for being a part of this workshop. I look forward to seeing you on the next one, and invite friends, family, anyone that you feel might be, this information will be an asset or an encouragement to them. And
thank you, Beverly. I think you've done a phenomenal job as putting this together. Your growth, you are moving and shaking. God is just moving and shaking you. I'm just so proud of you, like a mama.
Thank you, guys. Any encouragement is always needed. Keep me in prayer.
Yeah.
That's my request. Keep me
we're-
in prayer for this.
We're looking for great things, man. We're looking for great things.
Amen. And Tim, thank you so much for being a part of this. I know you're in your office right now at your business. Yeah. So thank you for taking the time to just give us some wealth of knowledge and some nuggets of wisdom and knowledge mixed in with some spiritual things. So I'm so happy of what this is. So have a great evening, everyone. I look forward to seeing you guys at the next workshop. Bye.
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 Bye. God bless you all.
Thank you.
Bye.